Hey everybody, how's it going? First off, I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. And as we're about 8 days away from the 25th, I hope that you and your family are well and that you're blessed to be around those who you love and who love you this time of year. So again, Merry Christmas. So today I wanted to do an unboxing review of this Kershaw Camp 10 1077 recurve knife. There's quite a few of these more economical large knives out there on the market. And I thoroughly researched all these knives before making my decision. And about $40 right now on Amazon. I thought that it was probably one of the better values for money out there. There's many reviews out there where people are using this knife and chopping and batoning and making feather sticks, striking up a fire with a ferro rod. So, take a look at these videos before you make your purchase. A lot of very talented people put a lot of effort, time, and energy into those videos using this knife and putting it through its paces. So please take a look, do a search on YouTube, and take a look at this knife in action. So let's get started. Comes with a little product brochure. We'll talk about the sheath in a bit. So, overall length of this knife is 16 inches. Blade length is about 10 inches. And it weighs in at 1 pound 3 ounces. So it's a pretty hefty knife. The blade itself, you can see it's a recurve style. It's made out of 65M carbon tool steel, which is a medium range carbon steel. Many of the other large knives out there I looked at, including Schrade, K-Bar, Ontario, some of the large, maybe more classified as a machete style knife. A lot of these are made out of stainless steel. So I don't intend to use this knife every day, but I feel that the blade itself, being carbon steel, is going to hold an edge longer than some of the stainless steel versions. I do have a work sharp Ken Onion knife and tool sharpener, so I'm really looking forward to trying to reprofile the edge of this knife and trying to get it as razor sharp as possible. The knife itself has got a full tang in here. Runs all the way to the butt of the knife here through this molded handle. Again, it's powder coated. It needs to be oiled often so it doesn't rust. One of the downsides, but I think stainless steel would be nice, but I think this is going to hold an edge better. It does have a black powder coating on here to stop it from rusting. So once you reprofile it, I'm sure it's going to take it up quite a ways, so I'll have to re-oil this, keep it oiled in the sheath all the time. So again, like I said, the blade thickness here is about 0.20 here, the tang here by the handle. Nice and thick for a heavy knife. I think if we can use it with a ferro rod and striking against it, it's going to be a plus. So again, it does feel well balanced in my hand, which is important. So let's talk about the rubber overmolded handle for a second. It's about 1 inch in diameter. It's an oval. But again, it does fit nicely in your hand. One thing I wanted to mention is that this knife is made in China. And again, medium grade Chinese carbon tool steel. A lot of the other reviews I watched mentioned that the aggressive texturing on the handle can be a problem if you do quite a bit of chopping with it without gloves. So it's recommended that you wrap it in a Wilson tennis racket wrap or do some paracord wrap to handle to alleviate the issue of this tearing up skin on your hand. So one thing that I did do, I actually bought 2 of these knives. I did a paracord wrap on this knife, so we'll see how I like it. If you're into that kind of stuff, this will take about 15 feet of 550 paracord to do a wrap on. Another couple feet to do a lanyard, can wrap around my wrist. So anyway, I I chose to do the paracord wrap on this, again, just to see, how it handles chopping and less abrasion. It does, of course, make it thicker around the handle, and I do have a large hand. It does feel nice on there. So, again, if you're going to leave the handle as is, I suggest that, you wear gloves, which you should do anyway. I did say the knife is pretty sharp right out of the box. And I think this knife has actually more potential than the credit it's given, for a budget knife. It does a lot of stuff and would be, a great addition to your, get home bag, tucked away in your car, and basically just a good survival and prepping tool. Let's talk about the sheath here for a second. So the sheath is okay, I guess. It's not, a great sheath, but it does a job, especially for the cost. It does not do any retention other than this strap that curves around the back side. See if I can get this. Curves around the back side and snaps into place. It does a really good job of retention. It's not going to go anywhere. But a lot of other sheaths have some positive retention and no strap. So it does a good job. Not that it's necessarily bad. Seems to work okay. It does have Velcro straps on the back, so you could hold it horizontally on a belt. It does have a belt loop. It's a Velcro belt loop. Some have suggested that you can stitch this closed with a sewing awl to stop it from coming off your belt if you're in the woods. But it's a reasonable sheath. It does have quite a few holes on here if you want to secure it to your pack with paracord. So if you want to lash it to the outside of your pack, I think that'll work well. So in all, I'm very happy with this purchase and this large knife. I believe it's was a good purchase and a good value for the money. Again, there's a lot of other more expensive knives. You can spend several $100s on a knife, and if you're going to use it every day, it's probably a good investment. But if you're going to use it occasional, as I'm going to use it, more use it for prepping and survival, I think it's a good purchase. So I guess that's it. As always, I really want to thank you for taking the time to watch, like, leave a comment if you can, and subscribe. And again, Merry Christmas to you, and I hope you have a great upcoming 2018. Thanks for watching.